What is up, YouTube? Today we're back with another Guild War banger, and we are fighting against BatChest. So I do know a few of the people that are from that side of the game, or guild, or world, I guess. But before we start with the video, one thing I do want to mention is we finally got our Guild War tournament frame. Now, it's great and all that I have the frame, but one thing that's kind of on my mind that I didn't really want to make a separate video for is that Smilegate distributed the frames to people that were not even participating in the Guild War tournament. So basically, what that means is in Paladia, the original 30 members that participated in the Guild War tournament and spent hours playing and whatever, part of them basically did not receive the frame because whether, some of them are retiring after all the stress or they're going to help a friend's guild or whatever, like various reasons. But it just doesn't really make sense how Smilegate could fuck it up this much. Now I know Smilegate watches my videos because they've told me they do, and they've actually given me like directly replied questions I've mentioned in my videos. So let me just say this, right? In the most like non-cursing way, right? How the fuck? Sorry, that's a curse. How on earth does it take 5 weeks to distribute a Guild War tournament frame to the guild that won rank 1 out of 32 guilds? And I had to message them 4 times. Meow Mix messaged them 2 times. Okay? And it takes them 5 weeks. But for RTA, and when the season ends, 100 Legend, 1,000 Emperor, however many Warlord Champion, Master, Gold, so on and so forth, rewards get distributed, borders are distributed, that's fine. But we can't get the 30 members in the Guild War tournament that was hyped up in the game and, at E7 World Cup and everything for it to not get distributed, within like a fair amount of time. And then after the 5 weeks, they distribute it to the wrong people somehow. So I don't even know if this is even worth fixing anymore at this point, but all I can tell you is next season and just Guild War in general is just such a complete joke to Smilegate. To me, is what it feels like, and to everyone that plays competitive Guild War, it just feels like a joke of a mode. It's just complete ridiculousness. I just can't believe it. Right? Like, all it would really take is for them to just distribute the frames within a reasonable amount of time. Or hey, if you don't know who was in the guild, how about we just ask? I already have direct communications with Smilegate. There's a content creator Discord that we regularly talk in. We've submitted, posts on Stove. And I just don't really understand like how something like this can happen. So as much as I, thank Smilegate for creating the game, updating the game, introducing the Guild War tournament and everything, but it's just like why would anybody want to play for a Guild War tournament frame that's going to be fucking temporary for one season, but during that temporary season, we waited 5 weeks. So 5 weeks out of the one season is just gone. Isn't that kind of absurd? That's over a month. So I don't know. I just hope that like all guilds, if you plan on playing for the Guild War tournament, just like maybe reconsider, because I just feel like it's just such a joke at this point. It's just such a joke. Like I don't even know I'm just lost for words, and I'm gonna keep I'm gonna just stop this here and just get into the video and do our Guild War attacks. But just know that Paladia and like everyone who spent like hours in like Discord and like comm checking and like in voice chat and like in mock battles, like theory testing, just what a waste. What a fucking waste. Like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so for the first attack, it's going to be Leafeon, and it is not scouted, so it's going to be Freerun, Satsuka, and Scales. So We're going to be going with Luna, who's going to be on 230 speed on Toggle Hell on a tank build. And then MP is going to be on Aureus on Prot immunity with Pen Res or F resistance. And we're going to have Genesis Ross, who is going to be immune, basically. And technically, this should be on Symbol of Unity. Because if I seal the Satsuka, that means I would just need the hit chance in case it's a dodge artifact. And basically, all we're going to do is just seal and then just kill. Obviously, there's 70% mitigation, so we're going to have to take our turns kind of slow. Yeah, and I think even if you didn't have Luna, I think you could still probably do this, but you would just have to have something that can try to force proc the immortality a bit faster. But either way, I think it should be pretty fine. The bottom team is going to be a classic comp, so we're going to be going with Litica on Renewed Will, and I'll be going with Frida at 289 on Bird's Eye View to generate souls for Celine. And then I'll be going with Celine, who will be on Double Torrent Pen Set on Summer Photogenic at 99 crit. And basically, I'm just going to bind them, push back, Death Break, and just rip them raw, and they should die. So let's go. Alright, so Guardian Ice Crystal on Lady of the Scales from what I can see. Okay, so Freeman's going to take the turn. We don't really worry about it too much because we have Prod Set and we have Penetration and Resistance. So it should be fine. Okay, so all we're gonna do now is, since her cleanse is gone, we're gonna soul burn.
Now that you know my secret, I can't let you live.
And then I'm going to just... I don't really want to S2. I wonder if I can do enough damage to proc this. Okay, let me try collapsing this first. Okay. Unfortunately, this will not kill, but the following rotation will be able to kill, so it's okay. Okay, we got it countered. It's fine. I'm going to just straight up S3 onto Freerin to kill her. And I don't really care about getting blinded because she is going to be sealed and unbuffable on Satsuka, so even if I get blinded on Luna... Oh, well, she didn't land it, unfortunately. So we're just gonna S2, and she should die. Nice and easy. Genesis Ross just makes Guild War a little bit too easy, to be honest. So we see Prey of Solitude. We're just gonna Soul Burn S2. If you ever see this comp on the right side, just run this comp. It's like a almost unlosable comp. You have to be like super unlucky. Like, right side has to giga high roll to actually win. So odds are really good because I've tried testing their other comp like a fuck ton of times in the Guild War tournament to try to trap this specific variation. It's really hard. It's possible, but it's really bad odds. So just for the record. So here I'm going to... I'm just gonna S3. The reason I S3 is because I can just get my possession up, and then Arya's gonna S3 into me.
The water slide is this way.
Yeah, we just S1 this. So this is gonna go into Celine, and it's gonna crit, and then we're gonna just start countering into her. And since Indom is not up yet, this will do a lot of damage. Very good. We have 100 crit for just a little bit of chip, but they're going to get Indom up. But that's okay. So here, I'm pretty much just going to save my souls, because I don't think I need to burn. So, well, I mean, I can't burn, rather. But just S1 then, and we're just going to S1. And again, S1. And now cuts. We get an extra turn, so we're going to Soul Burn S2. Bind and Restrict on. We're gonna S1. Good dual attack. Soul Burn S1 for fun. And then S1 again. I think we might just straight up kill, honestly, in 2 shots. Yeah, she's just dead. Alright, nice and clean. This right side comp, giga dead defense, so don't run that for sure. But anyway, on to our second attack of today. Alright, so for our second attack, we're hitting Foxy. This is also going to be a scout, so it's going to be Scales, BBK, Freerin. I've been running a lot of the Celine comp in like every video, and it's time to change it up. So that's where we're going to go with a Luna Cleave. So 320 Luna is going to be on Toggle Ancient Book. And then I'll be going with Frida at 306. Now, one thing I do want to mention is you do want to make sure your Frida is as fast as possible following your Luna, because in case this is Soul Constellation on top speed, it can cut in between these two, right? So you need to make sure that you're fast enough to get the bridge from the 20% CR from the Soul Burn that Luna does on turn 1. Otherwise, it's not going to bridge, right? If you're on like a 260, 270 Frida, Soul Constellation is going to cut that at like easily like 300 plus, right? So that's one thing to note. Ludwig's going to have to be on a speed build. You can't go attack boost just so that you can bridge properly. And we're basically just going to kill everything and win. Obviously, you do want to make sure you're running the max Mirrored Lotus Ring and not the lower one. Then the bottom team is going to reenact Yolha and the Ross. So I'm going to go with FCC, who will be on just speed and res. Now, I think the speed is probably not that important. You could probably go double HP res if you want. But the main thing is just having enough F-res so you don't get sealed and collapsed by the Genesis Ross. And then obviously there's Aureus. Then my MP will be here for the Penres versus the Ross S3 and Renak S3. So we're in Rise of a Monarch for the shielding. And then we're going Destro and Penset for the damage. Then Momo is going to be with 160 F-res so we can resist the pushback from Renak, tank the damage, and we're running Rod of Amaryllis. So basically the concept is Renak's going to do 0 damage because we have Barrier and Penres, and then Momo has the damage reduction on her skill tree, which you can actually see right here. She has 20% damage reduction from all enemies, so it's very, very big, and it stacks with all the passives. And we're basically just going to full tank it out because I don't really want to run another Ross comp since that's kind of boring. And yeah, and also for new players who maybe don't have this comp, a good way to fight this is having Sasuka, Assassin Cartuja, and like another unit that can survive, and maybe Momo, and you're pretty much good, honestly. But use at your own discretion. If you lose, it's not my fault.
What do you know?
All right, here we go. So 80% of 320. So we're gonna Soul Burn S3. Let's see if this is on Soul Constellation. I'm going to expect that it is. It is not. Beautiful. So we're just going to S3 then. Now, one thing you have to do here when you're playing this setup, I think it's pretty redundant, but I don't know. There's a Luna banner, so like what if like you don't know? So you have the S2 onto BBK first. You need to proc the first immortality, and then when you hit, there's going to be... You have to proc that immortality when she gets sealed, because she gets that immortality from the mirror, right? Now you can just do whatever you want, right? You can just like S1. Technically you shouldn't S1 here, because you could get countered and then die, right? So like obviously don't do that, but just to kind of explain the BBK thing. Most optimal builds would be like 260 Ludwig with like immunity and shit like that, but I don't know, I can't be bothered. That's too sweaty. That's too sweaty for the regular season. Alright, so here we go. We're gonna have Renak, S2, S3. We're gonna get Pilfered on the Momo. I'd like to believe that my team can tank this, because if not, we're fucking dead. So, yeah.
Check. Looking good. Now, wakey.
Yola's gonna go. We're gonna see a 57k Ross. We're gonna resist the seal. And we're gonna get S3'd. Let's see if I just straight up die. Let's see if Penres is real. Penres is pretty real. So, now we're not gonna waste any damage on Ross, I think, because we can also get countered. So I'm just going to S3 onto the Yolha, since we already saw that it's Precious Connection, so it can't be Elbrus or something like that. And now all we gotta do is S3 FCC. Since she's gonna be taking the brunt of the damage. At least from the Ross, obviously. And then we're gonna S2. And now we're back to full HP. And here we're just going to S2, or sorry, S3 rather. Try to reveal this Renak. Not like it really matters in the grand scheme of things, but... so he's gonna Pilfer again. It's gonna go onto Momo. Then we can't really hit him again, so let's just go into the Yolha again to try to get her out of the way. Pilfering onto Momo really doesn't matter too much. It doesn't do much. It doesn't do anything, so we're just going to full heal again. Now we're topped up to pretty much max. We're going to resist the seal on Ross again. And that's pretty much it. As long as you can survive the initial burst from Yolha plus Ross, you're pretty much chilling. And like, I think for newer players who maybe don't have access to Imperial Illinab, or say like DN for Penrez, for example, you could just use Ruel, right?
As long
If
as
you
I'm
don't have
holding my
Ruel,
spear,
obviously it's gonna be a little bit harder, but like if you don't have any characters that I mentioned, then like I don't know, just like eat shit and die, I guess, in game. Like pretty much that's what the game's telling you, right? Not me, obviously. But that's besides the point. We're just gonna wait for Ross to run out of damage. We're just gonna S1 again. Rise of a Monarch's gonna go into Momo. That way we have permanent uptime. Right, we have permanent uptime, whether it's FCC barrier or MP barrier. We're always gonna have something up. Now we're gonna S2. And we're going to S3 onto the Renak now. Because I think I might be able to kill. Not quite. Pilfer's a little bit too tanky. Ross is going to keep cycling, but we really don't care.
A simple task.
Just chilling. And we're going to drop an S1 to try to provoke a Renak. Beautiful. That way he doesn't go into stealth again.
Is it my turn?
Just kidding. S1.
I will not give in to
S1.
despair.
I'm still standing.
Come on.
And
Struggling.
more Pilfering.
Turning to
And more S3.
Too bad, 'cause I'm
Now, one thing I do want to say, though, is if you are having Ross on Guild Wars defense, I am going to be posting a Guild Wars defense video this week after you watch this.
just following.
But I'd highly suggest you guys go 3F. You'd be surprised by how well 3F actually performs in Guild Wars defense, which I will cover in that video. But it is amazing. So if you guys are running Ross on defense and you aren't really finding that much success,
I'm still
try going with 3F. It's actually very, very strong. We're going to get the 4th or 5th Pilfer. Fucking rack mode. And then we're just going to S1 on Renak, finish him off.
I will do my
And Momo
best.
S1 to finish this.
let my
Nice dual
guard
attack to
down.
finish off. And nice and clean. And on to our last attack of today. Let's go. Alright, so for our last attack, top team's going to be the same, so I won't show it just for the sake of the video. Bottom team will be Celine, Flag Sigrid, and then Senya. I'm going to go with Rocket Punch Pillis just for fun, because I haven't used this in a while. And I want to run Sharon on Guild War offense as well, just because I can run Celestine for tempo, and then I get Cascade fixed damage because of the fear on S3 from the Sigrid. And then we're going to be going with Rowana since there's going to be some dual attacks and whatnot, so we're just going to try to kill them slowly and hopefully sustain. And let's go. There we go. This is actually top speed, right? So most likely, this is Soul Consolation, Lady of the Scales. Like, I'm positive. Yep, there it is. And because we were fast enough with Frida, we can S3 and then push our Ludwig in front. Now, one thing to remember is if they are that fast, just know they can't be countered, right? So that's another lose condition you can kind of like cross out the list. Okay, now we're just going to Silver and S1 on this since we know it's not counter. Kill her through the transfer. Drop another S1. And then just rip the S3.
You couldn't possibly comprehend. Oh, did I take it too far?
And everything's dead. Beautiful. But you can see how close that was, right? If I was if I was just like 270, 280, that Frida would have died for sure. Secret Art Storm Sword, Goblet of Oath, so we're gonna see a lot of S3, S2 action, which is very good for us, obviously. Sigrid's gonna move. Hopefully it tags something here, which it should. Beautiful. Now we get Cascade. I kind of don't really want to S3 because if I get countered, that's going to be really awkward. So I'm just going to S1 on Senya. We did not get the stun, unfortunately, but that's okay. Rocket Punch Pillis is going to go. Or sorry, Senya's going to go into my Pillis, 3F. Do I just die in one shot because I'm not on Guardian Ice Crystals? Okay, no I didn't. Thank God. Alright, well. That was kind of close. Holy shit. Should have ran Guardian Ice Crystals and Frost Set on Rowana. My bad. Okay, so a lot of hits here. She gets a full heal, which is kind of annoying to be honest, but whatever. Okay, ooh, good counter. Nice provoke. Okay. Finally get defense buff, but this does proc Bride Resolve, which is a little bit awkward, I guess. But we do have Revive, so like maybe it's not that bad. I hope. Otherwise, Rocket Punch Pillis was a really troll pick. Oops.
I'm here for you.
Okay, let's just burn. I want to make sure she presses, so we're just gonna burn onto the Celine. This is gonna kill for sure. Get a bit of a barrier. She's gonna S3, and then I get Cascade.
For lunch,
Uh,
I want candy.
throw my fixed damage here. Okay. 16k pop. Surely 34k Senya won't kill my whole team, right? Smile. Oh, big counter. Ooh, we're alive. Okay, beautiful. So, we're gonna S1 onto this since we have 4k fixed damage available. Boom. We tank the target, or obviously we can't target anymore, so we're just gonna just S1 and just slowly whittle her down. Now, I definitely didn't really think that much about it, but it's 11 p.m. and I am a little bit tired, so I will blame that on not running prot set Rowana to cover that, but you know, a dub's a dub. You know just how 20 bucks is 20 bucks? Like, I'm sucking it. Who fucking cares? And she should have S3 again. And she's gonna tag me. And this is just Dragon King Shiruni power right here, dude. Cunny Cartel, baby. Loving them cunnies. Yep, yep.
I said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Boom. Nice and easy. Brackets, not really. Alrighty, so that's going to do it for today's Guild War video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys all had a great weekend as well. We will be back to doing a bunch of streaming and RTA grinding with the new season and some more free coaching later this week. So if you guys are interested in RTA coaching for free, details are in my Discord, or you can do ! coaching in the Twitch chat. Offline is fine too, by the way. And also, one thing I want to show, I did some gacha boxes today, and look what we got. We got little free ridden fur. So cute. I'm very happy about these. Like, that's one of the good things about being in Asia is they have so many damn blind boxes. And yeah, that's it. That's all for the video. Thank you for watching, and bye.